Hey, what's up everybody? In this video, I'm gonna share with you some tips on how you can become the best possible version of yourself. Now, let's take a moment and think about where you are right now. Not physically, but mentally, psychologically, emotionally. Where are you in your career, in your relationships, in your finances, your health and your wellness? Are there any areas where you'd like to improve? Maybe you could work on being more confident or becoming a better communicator. Whatever it is, acknowledging these things is the first step toward change. I remember several years ago, I was going through a really tough time and it felt like everything was going wrong. Everything was going wrong. I had some issues with the job that I was working with at the time, and I ended up out of work because, first of all, I was wrongfully terminated. So I ended up getting a lawyer and suing the company that I worked for. Now, to make a long story short, I ended up winning the lawsuit, but it was a very long process and it was a stressful process. And so it just took a lot out of me at that time, and a lot of other things was going on. And so it was just a bad time for me. I had other stuff going on in my life at the time, and it was just not a good time. And I had the worst attitude, and I was just disappointed. I was disappointed in myself. I was just disappointed in the way my life was going at the time. I just had a lot of disappointment, and it caused a lot of problems. And so I was just not in a good place in my life at that time. And I found myself with a bad attitude and just, fighting with family and friends, and it was just not good. And so, I didn't, and at that time, with all of the things that were going on, I didn't know how to deal with my emotions. So I was just drinking, and I was just drinking myself to death because I didn't know how to deal with my emotions in a healthy way. And so at that time, all I knew was to, drink another drink, just have fun. I thought I was having fun, but just drinking. And so at first I thought, I was doing whatever I needed to do to just deal with life, to cope. But eventually I realized that I was becoming the worst version of myself. And I realized that I was hurting the people that I cared about most. And not only was I hurting everybody else, I was hurting myself. And so, when I had that realization that I'm just, hurting people and hurting myself, that was my wake-up call. And I realized that I couldn't continue living life that way. I couldn't just keep living life this way because I was tired. And so I realized at that moment, I need to make a change. And so today I want to talk to you about how to become the best version of yourself. See, first of all, let's define what we mean by best version of yourself. To me, it's all about being the happiest, the healthiest, most fulfilled, and most authentic version of yourself that you can be. That's how I define becoming your best self. Because it's not about being perfect. It's not about comparing yourself to other people. It's not about any of that. It's really just all about being the best you that you can be. That's what it's all about. So how do we become the best version of ourselves? Well, here are a few tips. I'm gonna give you about 5 tips on how to become the best version of yourself. Number 1 is know yourself. You need to know yourself. You need to take some time to really get to know yourself. It all starts from there. What are your values? What are your passions? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? You need to take the time to know yourself. What do you want out of life? Because when you know yourself well, you can make better decisions about how to spend your time, your energy, and your resources. So that's the first thing you do. You need to know yourself. And how do you get to know yourself? Well, the first thing you need to do is you need to go to God, because God is the one who created you. So if you want to know about you, get with yourself and get with God to find out. And the second thing is this: set goals. Once you know what you want and who you want to be and who you are, set some goals to help you get there. Make them specific, measurable, and realistic. break them down into smaller steps so that they're not overwhelming. Because sometimes when we set a goal, we set these big goals. And I love that. I love big goals. But the thing about it is, if we set a big goal and we don't know how to set up some steps to get there, then we can get overwhelmed. And so that's what you need to do. You need to set some goals, but be specific. Put some mile markers in there. Put some timelines in there to reach your goals, so that, like I said, you won't get overwhelmed. The third thing is this: take care of your physical and your mental health. That's so important. I can't stress it enough. You cannot be your best self if you're not taking care of yourself. You need to eat well. You need to exercise regularly. You need to get enough sleep. And you just need to take care of your mental health by managing stress. Don't bring extra stress in your life. Life is already stressful. Don't bring extra stress in your life by doing things that you don't need to do, right? So that's the third thing. The fourth thing is this: surround yourself with positive people. The people you spend the time with the most have a big impact on your life. And so you need to surround yourself with people who inspire you, people who support you, people who add something to you. Surround yourself with people who add something to your life, and not people who just always taking away from you. That's the thing. And that thing right there drains your energy, and it drains you when you are surrounded by people who only take from you. So surround yourself with people who add something to you, people who fill your cup. If you're thinking about breaking into the tech field, then you should enroll in Course Careers. Our economy has changed, and so has the way we start careers. Course Careers is an online platform that will help you start your career faster without wasting money on college. With the Course Careers program, you can enroll into their online self-paced courses to begin, and you can complete the course in as little as a few weeks. And you don't have to worry about having the time to finish, because all the courses are self-paced. You'll learn everything that's required to land your first job in tech sales, digital marketing, or information technology. The people at Course Careers partner directly with companies that want to hire you when you finish the program. People that finish the program are making $60,000 a year working from home. One person was able to finish the course within 2 weeks, and before they can even apply to any companies, their dream company reached out to them and set up an interview. They offered them over $100,000 a year starting in a fully remote position, and they didn't have any previous experience. If you want to get into the tech field, then go to my website, theladavis.com, to enroll today. And just for my listeners of this show, you can get a $50 discount when you use the coupon code LA50. That's LA50. Just go to theladavis.com/career, and you can also find that link in the show description. Course Careers is the quickest and most affordable way to change or start a career. And the fifth thing is this: keep learning. Keep learning and keep growing. Learning does not stop when you finish school. It's a continual process. If you want to be your best self, you need to continually learn. Keep challenging yourself to learn new things, whether it's through reading or taking courses or just trying new experiences. You need to continually learn, because this will help you grow as a person, and it'll help you become the best possible version of yourself. But this is what I want you to remember, and this is what I want you to know. Becoming the best version of yourself is a journey. It's not a destination. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes patience. But the reward is worth it. It's so worth it. Now, let's get to this week's book recommendation. I like to recommend books to you all that I read, books that have helped me to become the best version of myself. And so I will always come on here and recommend a book for you to read. And these are books that I've read. I've read these books, and I'm recommending them to you. And so, if I recommend you a book, I think it's a good book. I'm not going to recommend a book that's not good or not helpful. And so, our book for today is the book that I'm recommending today is called Leveling Up: 12 Questions to Elevate Your Personal and Professional Development by Ryan Leake. Experience explosive growth in your career, your personal life by taking ownership of your personal development and understanding that you do not need to know all the answers, but you do need to know how to ask the right questions. Whether you're a leader of 10 or 100 or many more, there is no one more important to lead than yourself. And if you're not leading yourself, why would anybody else want to follow you? Ryan Leake speaks to thousands of leaders every year, and he has learned the most successful people have taken ownership of their own development in order to realize their potential. You need to fully understand yourself. So that's what the book, that's just a little synopsis of what the book is about. Like I said, I've read that book myself. It's a good book. It's definitely a good book for just growing yourself personally and professionally. It's a good book. Like I said, there's 12 questions in there that kind of, these 12 thought-provoking questions that'll provoke you to answer these questions and come up with the answers to these questions so you can get to know yourself. Like I said earlier, the one thing you need to do is you need to get to know yourself. And so this is a book that will ask you these thought-provoking questions to get you to, try to dig deep and get to know yourself. And so, like I said, the book is called Leveling Up, 12 Questions to Elevate Your Personal and Professional Development by Ryan Leake. And the quote of the day is from that same book, from Ryan Leake, the same book. The quote of the day is, "The difference between where you are today and where you will be 5 years from now will be found in the quality of books you've read." Now, I just told you that, I recommend books, and I recommend books for a reason, because like he just said in his quote, the quality of your life is going to be determined by the books that you've read. And so that's why I love reading books. Books are important. They help you grow. They stretch you. Books help you learn about yourself. And so I recommend that book. Like I said, I highly recommend that book. And I think you will definitely get something out of the book. If you like what we talked about today, you might want to check out a video that I did on how to get unstuck. Because sometimes we just get stuck in life and we don't know what to do next, and we don't know how to move forward. And so if you want to check out that video, just click or tap the screen, and I'll see you in the next video.